Shots fired! Shots fired!
Ron Chisholm, I'm a sergeant with Navajo County Sheriff's Office. All the deputies have to go through so many training hours to keep their certification, and this is part of those hours. Right now we have an academy class going on for police officers, deputies, and then they also have a firefighting class. Out here, that's what I'm doing, is trying to keep them safe, because most of our time is spent in the cars. Evasive lane change. It simulates if they're going, driving down the road and something comes out in front of them, they can switch lanes, know they can switch lanes without rolling their vehicles and be able to come to a stop. Right. Evasive backing course. That was simulating you're going down a residential neighborhood, you're pulling up to a call, and then all of a sudden somebody steps out and starts firing shots on you, throw their car in reverse, and back out of the situation to get to cover. I moved to Navajo County 20 years ago, about 93. I started working at the prison. I spent 9 years there. Then I went to a police academy and started working for Winslow PD. I spent a little over 15 years there. I retired from the police department, and in 2015 went to work for the sheriff's office. I like the driving portion of it. That's why I went to the instructor school. It keeps me better at driving. It wasn't until I actually got driver instructor that we were able to start come out here and have deputies practice their driving skills, so they don't lose it. It's just like going to the range. Right.
So, got a vehicle here traveling 33 and a 25. Because this is a 25 mile per hour zone. We've had a lot of complaints on this road as far as speeders. And then he also has a cracked windshield, so we're gonna conduct a traffic stop on the vehicle. 150 traffic. 150. We'll be at McNeil in front of the Sholo Apartments with 59.
Just 34 hours.
Okay. How are you? Good. I'm Sergeant Gilmore. The reason why I stopped you is two reasons. One is the cracked windshield, okay, and two is I got you at 33 and a 25. Okay, do you have your driver's license and registration on you? 150, go with that. Absolutely. No, I hear you. Copy, thanks.
35 hours.
Is this your car? Okay, because it also shows the insurance is canceled as well. Showed that so if you can show me your insurance card as well, and then I'll verify it, look at it, and see what we've got, okay?
It was in my stepmom's name previously. I had to get it signed over to me.
Okay.
Pine Top 80, code 20.
Go for it, thank you.
Do you have any firearms or anything like that in the vehicle? No? Okay. All right. Let's hang tight for me real quick, okay? So it came back, dispatch advised that there was a cancellation on the insurance. So what we do is we look at the policy number, when it was canceled, compare it to the insurance paperwork that they gave us, and then we go from there. And it looks like with this one, so with this, the policy period, it's showing the same policy number that was canceled. Policy period is from January 7th of 2019 to July 7th of 2019. And this shows that it was canceled March 7th of 2019. And then from our computers here, we have the ability to be able to, what we call run somebody, to check to see if they have any warrants or to see if their driver's license is valid and if there are any other issues that pop up, we'll be able to see those as well. It also gives us the ability to do what we call look in-house. Our in-house files on the driver here will pop up to see if there are any, what contact we have had with them. We've had no traffic contacts with him, therefore I'm not going to issue him a citation for speed. However, because the insurance information that he provided to me shows that that insurance policy has been canceled, I am going to issue him a citation for insurance. But as far as the windshield, I'm just going to give him what we call a verbal warning and tell him to get that taken care of as soon as possible. So what we do is we issue the citation, then we will issue the citation to the driver. The driver will get a copy, sign our copy, and then we come back in and scan in the signature, and it will pop up on the computer, and then all of that stuff gets taken directly over gets sent over directly to the courts. So it makes it a lot easier. In my opinion, it's a lot simpler to do citations this way as opposed to writing them down. Saves a lot of time and everything else. It's really nice. Earlier this month is whenever it was canceled, so I don't know if there was a missed payment, or I don't know what it is.
My stepmom didn't notify me, so she
Okay.
did cancel it. I just wasn't aware, otherwise I would not have been
Okay.
driving.
All right, and I believe you on that. So here's the insurance backs, but
Yes,
I have to go off of what DMV says. So I have issued a citation for no insurance.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
if you look in
Like
here,
smaller payments, though, can't I?
if you need to make payments, you can make up a payment plan with the courts. Yes,
Okay.
you absolutely
Make sure,
can.
because I was gonna say, there's no way I'd be able to do a payment like that, man.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
there's
you
just
can.
No way.
Yeah, you can make up payments with them. So if I can just get you to sign right here at the X for me. It's not saying that you're guilty, just saying that you promise to take care of it on or before April 22nd.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, if you get that information from the court or from your insurance saying, yeah, it was good to go, I would just take it in as soon as you get that, and then they'll dismiss the citation. So, okay? All right, so you drive safe, okay? All right, take care. So I've been with Show Low Police Department for almost 15 years now. This is the only department that I have worked for. I was born and raised in Show Low. I graduated from Show Low High School in 1999. My family comes from this town. My mother was born and raised here. My father's a transplant from Missouri. My grandmother was born and raised here. Her family were the Whipples and the Lewises, some of the first ones around in the area. Whenever I graduated high school, I never had the idea of becoming a police officer. It was never a thing that I wanted to do heavily. But whenever I got working for Show Low Public Works, and in working with Public Works, I was playing softball with a bunch of guys who worked for DPS, a couple guys who worked for Show Low PD, and as they were sitting there talking about the job and about what they do, it started to really interest me. So I started doing ride-alongs with officers at the time who are now more of command staff at this point in time. A lot of them are gone as well, have retired. But I've started doing ride-alongs with them, and doing those ride-alongs just increased my interest that much more. I went through the testing process, went to the police academy in Phoenix, and started my job here. I love this area. I love the city of Show Low. Again, with being born and raised here, I have a huge vested interest. All of my kids are here. My wife is a school teacher here, and both of us just absolutely love this area. With what we have, we love the ability of being able to know a lot of people and know where we're at and where I come from. I can drive around town here and talk about multiple things on how things have changed around here since I was growing up, and the different things and where businesses are now, the businesses that used to be there, the businesses that have come up, that have been built, and everything else. It's great to see the progression of this city. Again, I love it here, and I have zero desire to go anywhere else. I love being out and protecting this community and being able to be here and doing what we do in law enforcement. It's not all about going out and arresting people. It's about our community outreach and being out there with the community for them to see that we're here, that we care. And that's why at the police department we do so many community things with, like, twice a year is our Citizens Academy that is put on, and that's a phenomenal course that anybody within the community can come to and see more of what we do. And people, one of the biggest things that I've seen that in talking to people that have been through the Citizens Academy, that they have said is they never understood how often our hands are tied with the things that we can and can't do. I cannot sit there and violate somebody's constitutional rights that they have. And so it's really interesting to sit there and talk to people who have been through the program and their thoughts on law enforcement coming in, and then their thoughts of law enforcement when they were done.
So dispatch called us out. A resident returned home from vacation and found a tree was hit by a vehicle, and it was knocked over in his front yard. So we responded out there. A neighbor who said that he thinks that it happened on Saturday or Friday night. Our victim in the case left on Thursday afternoon, and so it had to have happened sometime this weekend. The car left behind a piece of its front bumper and headlight. It was a white car. We don't know what make or model it was. We took pictures of the scene, issued the gentleman a victim's rights, and talked to another neighbor who we thought might have security camera videos of the roadway, but she didn't have any. So we collected the front bumper for evidence to see if we could match it to any possible vehicles that we might have that were involved in any accidents or that are called in, and then we cleared the scene from there. I've been on for about 3 years now, since 2016. I'm assigned to the patrol division in Area 5 and 6, which is Show Low and Pine Top, Lakeside. I applied for several different agencies, and Navajo County was the first one, so I'm loyal to them. I enjoy being around people, talking to people, trying to help them solve problems, and because whenever people call us, it's not for a good reason usually, but I like to be able to help them feel a sense of comfort and security. I got interested in it because my uncle is Jerry Van Winkle. He used to be the chief of police in Snowflake, growing up watching him put on his vest and his duty belt, and I thought that was really something cool, kind of like a Batman figure. I've got a wife. She works at the hospital, and I got 2 daughters, a 3-year-old and 1.5.
You know, the amount of officers that we have here within, not just within Show Low, but within the county itself. With the county deputies, thankfully, we at Show Low Police Department, we have a great working relationship with the sheriff's office. We back each other up. There have been several times where I have personally, and guys on my squad, have gone to calls to assist the sheriff's office with calls that they have, and vice versa. They have come and helped us greatly, and we've had the same thing with Pinetop Lakeside PD as well. Again, we have a very good working relationship with the departments up here on the mountain, and it is because at the end of the day, we may be working for different municipalities or a county or something like that, but at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, and we're all here to help one another out, and we're all here to make sure that each other gets home safely, that the officers and the deputies get home safely. We have the same concept that we have with our what we call special response team, which is more commonly known as SWAT. Our SWAT team is a multi-agency team. We have members on SRT from Show Low Police Department, from Navajo County Sheriff's Office, from Pinetop Police Department, from Snowflake Police Department. We also have St. John's PD, and we have had deputies from the Apache County Sheriff's Office. We've worked really closely with officers from Winslow as well. Winslow is going to be getting on board with our team. So our team is more of a regional team, and it's the White Mountain Special Response Team, because you know the manpower that's lower with all of the agencies. It's just much easier to run a regional team as opposed to just it being Show Low Police Department. So with that being said, is how closely the different agencies work together for the common good. There's a police officer killed about once every 58 hours or so, and you know it's a sad thing, because you know at the end of the day, we're just out there trying to protect the community. It's like we always talk about that thin blue line that's there that separates peace from chaos, and that's what we try to do. Is we try to maintain that peace and that order from that chaos that can happen whenever we're not out and about. And it's sad sometimes because of the bad rap that we get. I've been cursed out more times than I would ever like to admit for arresting somebody, or even for simply issuing a traffic citation for speed or whatever it is, because at the end of the day, the driver may think that, yeah, even though they were speeding, they feel that they don't deserve a citation. I had one not too long ago where I stopped a driver for doing 70 miles an hour in a 45 coming into town off of 260, and the driver was quite upset with me that I issued them a citation. Even though I tried to explain multiple times the reason why, it just, to a certain point, it becomes a moot point to where why are we sitting here explaining this? And a lot of it came down to is just because she did not feel that she deserved a citation for going 70 in a 45, which is easy math on that, 25 miles per hour over the speed limit. So, zone through here. I just clocked this gentleman on my radar at 59. This part of the Deuce of Clubs is very heavy for speeders. We've kind of nicknamed this area the Show Low Autobahn because of how fast people come through here. And again, that it changes to 45 about a half mile back And like I said, I got this gentleman at 59 in a 45. 150 traffic.
150.
The deuce at Adam. There we go. I was just going to tell them to pull over into this area. Try to get it to where our traffic stops are off the road, because we have so many officers throughout the United States that get hit and killed every year. There was just one in Illinois just on Wednesday that was hit and killed, and then obviously there was the Phoenix police officer who was just recently killed as well while being out in traffic. So hello, I'm Sergeant Gilmore. The reason why I stopped you is I got you at 59 and a 45. Do you have your driver's license and then your registration and insurance? Okay. Okay, I'll give you that there back. That's good to go. All right, sir, if you'll hang tight for me real quick, okay? So again, coming back, we always do on our traffic stops, we always do what's called a driver's license / wants and warrants check. So his driver's license checks out fine. He does not have any warrants or anything like that, but because of the speed that he was doing, 14 miles an hour over, he is going to be issued a citation. Instead of handwriting them again, we print them off. All right, so here's your driver's license registration back. All right. So I have issued you a citation for speed, okay, for 59 and a 45, okay. Here is your copy here of the citation, along with inside here it has the what's called the fine schedule. Okay, it tells you the 3 ways that you can take care of the citation, through either paying the citation, attending defensive driving if you haven't done so in the past 2 years, or requesting a civil traffic hearing. Okay. So there's your information there. And then if I could just get you to sign right here for me at the X, not saying that you're guilty, just saying you promise to take care of it on or before April 22nd. And then it drops down to 35 right here between Maverick and the entrance into the auto mall. This where it drops down to 35. So, alrighty? Okay, please drive safe, okay? All right, take care, bye-bye.
So we had a couple arsons in the Pine Top Country Club. We got some information that it may have been a juvenile on Blue Ridge Schools being out for the plumbing issues. We will have to do some more patrol in that area, make sure it doesn't happen again, and maybe see if we can catch someone in the act of trying to light another house on fire. And so we're looking for a runaway juvenile. He's got blonde hair, he's got boots on, so that's why I stopped out with you.
Shello PD just called in to advise that the juvenile's name is...
I copy. That wasn't the subject that I stopped out with. Thank you. I'm looking for that male subject. We came across a family on an ATV. Asked them about if they've seen anybody matching that description. They said that they have not, but they'd keep an eye out for them because they're out playing in the woods today. We weren't able to locate him or any campsites out there either, so we're just going to close this out, unable to locate at this time, and notify Shello PD.
So today we've been out looking for 2 missing persons that we have reported. One is a 16-year-old male who was reported missing a couple days ago. The second one is a female who was reported missing this morning. They were reported missing by the same person. The 16-year-old male that is missing is who we call the reporting party. It's her son. The female missing person is reported as the reporting party's sister-in-law. So their phones pinged along the area, so we're trying to drive up and down the area to see if we can possibly spot them. This was the last known area where they were at. Their phones pinged here yesterday late afternoon. So since then, phones have been turned off. While we were doing the attempted location, I did locate a set of keys. I'm going to try to go over and make contact with the reporting party to see if the keys look familiar, if they could be hers, or if they could be the missing females, or if they could be the missing juvenile males.